Good. Very nice. So once again, welcome. Today's topic of discussion is P block, principal principal block. Okay, together with S block, representative elements. Most of the interesting things will happen in this block only. So S block and D block and F block are they exist as individual, whereas in the P block we find features are more. So when the features are more, we love that. Okay, whether it is a mobile set, whether it is anything. So when you love the features, automatically you will fall in love with that set or the block or the element. So P block is most fascinating block of modern periodic table. So this was our recap. Okay, this was our recap. Place extreme right. Then they are also called as Nicogens. A small amount of suffocation or choking type, blocking type, uneasy to breathe. All those will happen with these elements. Therefore, they are called as Nicogens. General electronic configuration is NS2 NP1 to NS2 NP6. Slowly, NP will start filling from boron family till the inert gas family. Now, this is regarding the what place exactly where zoomed out. Okay, biologically, the top two are most important: nitrogen and the phosphorus. So nitrogen occurs in the free state as well as in the combined state. In the same way, phosphorus too occurs in the free, native, or in the combined state. And this is the electronic configuration of nitrogen to bismuth of group 15th. This is atomic radii or ionic radii. So increases from top to bottom because extra shell is created. So because of extra shell, so size automatically becomes more. The size becomes more, radius also becomes more. So whether atom is losing electron or not, that is separate. So if it loses the outermost electron. So it is same case with all the members of group 15th. So therefore, whether it is the atomic radii or ionic radii, general trend is it increases from top to bottom. I.e., ionization enthalpy, energy required to remove outermost electron to convert atom into ion. That is called as ionization enthalpy. So to add electron, it is taken under the electron gain enthalpy, but because they belongs to metal category, so normally we discuss ionization enthalpy, not the electron gain enthalpy. But for the halogens, electron gain enthalpy plays very important role compared to the ionization enthalpy. Depend upon the nature of the element and the position on the modern periodic table and general trend. General trend in this IE is what? Because the size is increasing, therefore increase in the size where electron goes far away, and naturally we require less effort, less time, less physical labor, less energy. So to remove the electron, accordingly the trend is what? Trend is increase in the size decreases the ionization enthalpy.
Exception.
Electronegativity. Electronegativity. It is the ability. It is the ability of an electron to withdraw shared pair of electrons. Shared pair of electrons.
Sir, why is it echoing, sir?
That only I have kept my mobile far away. So now also it will take some time to adjust. Anyway, you think that you are in the Gol Gumbaz and so no, let it set. Now it is not echoing. Good. So electronegativity is the ability to withdraw shared pair of electrons. For example, between H and Cl in the Cl, Cl is more electronegative, therefore it withdraws shared pair of electrons. See, there is a difference between electronegativity and electron affinity. Electron affinity is the affinity or the affection towards electron. Okay, so it is gaining one or more electrons. Electronegativity what? Electronegativity means it is withdrawing the shared pair of electrons. Means what? First bond has to form. After forming the bond, then the bond electrons are withdrawn by the atom which is more electronegative. So electronegativity will come into the picture when the bond is formed. Whereas electron affinity, electron gain enthalpy, they will not come into the picture whether a bond is made or not. So those two points are what? Those 2 points are they mean adding electron into an atom to convert atom into negative ion or the anion. So that topic is different. So electronegativity is bond has to form, shared pair of electrons has to be withdrawn by the most electronegative. So normally halogens are the most electronegative elements on modern periodic table, and the best and the topmost most electronegative is fluorine. Fluorine is the boss of electronegativity. So if you see the trend electronegativity, so if you move from top to bottom from nitrogen to bismuth, so it is going towards more of metallic character. So whenever there is electronegativity, you have seen it behaves as a non-metal, because in the group when you move from top to bottom, electronegativity decreases. That means electropositivity increases. That's why they are going for more of metallic character. So metallic character increases from top to bottom, or non-metallic character decreases from top to bottom. And electronegativity values are given. It is 3, 2.2, 2.2, 2.1 and 1.9. Okay. So small difference in the electronegativity matters a lot in chemistry, especially in the chemical bonding chapter. Okay. So therefore, that small difference will give us an idea that whether electrons spend more time with which atom. That is the idea. Okay. General trend in group 15 elements. Trend, it's a kind of a behavior, one particular type of a character, or a trend is now. There's a trend in the youth that they go for the this type of behavior. So there's now a trend to wear the print shirts. Now the trend has changed. Earlier we used to wear bell bottom pants. Now we are wearing narrow bottom pants. The two more of cotton, more of jeans. So that is called trend. So trend is set. So for the wearing dress code, or for wearing in the same way, there are some trends in the every group. 15th group will have its own trend. Apart from showing properties of its same group, sometimes it shows the properties of other groups. So depend upon that about structure. So that is called what trend. So what trends are there in the group 15? So today we'll discuss. Okay, but one thing you will remember here: trend means what? Trend, general trend. Okay, so for every trend or what happens whenever trend is there, no, there are some exceptions will come in between. Okay, so because of one or two few exceptions, let us not say that this is totally wrong. No, all materials are solids. We say mercury comes in between. Okay, so like that. So there are some trends are there. So we have to accept the trend, and the two trends depend upon the property. So a particular element to behave in a different way because of its own structural problem. So maybe it is having some problem within the structure. So because of that, it is showing some slight difference from than the normal trend. So trend, I mean, once again I'm making myself clear, general trend, not particular trend. So trends in melting points and the boiling points. Okay. So melting point is nothing but what? It is whenever any atom, any molecule goes for the structure or lattice formation or three-dimensional structure. So to separate those particles which are there in the lattice or the 3D geometry, so we require some energy. That is nothing but what? Melting point. So melting point is converting a solid into liquid, not entire solid. In the laboratory, you take any solid and fix the thermometer and start heating. First melting is the other. First melting when starts, that is the melting point. So even after starting the melting of a that solid, you keep supplying energy, but that energy is used to convert entire solid into the complete liquid. That is called latent heat of fusion, latent heat of the evaporation. All those terms we will study. So that is called what? Melting point. But what is trend here? Trend is when you move from top to bottom, general trend is uh, from nitrogen to the last one, bismuth. So it increases. there is an increased trend we have seen in the case of melting point and the boiling point. Here and there some small cases are there. So maybe with the arsenic, with the bismuth. So there what happens when they have seen through spectroscopy, so their layer structures are not so closely packed. Okay, so due to the not so close packing of bismuth layer and the arsenic layer, so that's why there is some what trend is not followed. Otherwise, general trend is increase in the melting point as well as boiling point. So wherever some exceptions cases are there, they will find out that particular example only. They will take to the laboratory. So in this case, arsenic and the bismuth case, it is because of what loose packing of layers between the between the layers in the case of arsenic and the bismuth. So general trend once again it is increases due to the increase in the atomic size, mass increases. So all those increases there, definitely there is a gradual increase there in the melting point and the boiling point. Now about the density. So density equal to mass by volume. So when the mass is increasing, so naturally density also increases. Okay, so they go to more dense volume in a particular volume, close packing. So the density of these elements from top to bottom gradually increases. And graphically it is proved also. So if you want to see the graph, you please go through the graph. So density versus elements. So you can see the increased trend is there. So that shows that there is a gradual increase in the density of group 15th members. Allotropy. It is the property or it is the phenomena of an element to exist in different forms. Carbon exists in different forms, in the graphite form, in the diamond form. So in the same way, nitrogen also occurs in the different forms. Why only with a few elements we see this allotropism? So it is because in the nature, due to their occurrence first form, whether this particular element occurs in more or less, that is one. And second is what, how that element is formed, how it is prepared by the nature, under what conditions. Okay, so that all matters. Therefore, it is not with everyone. So there are certain atoms, there are certain molecules. So they are formed by only one method in the nature. Okay, so that's why they don't have two different forms of that element. But if you see the right top, especially the trend is right top. So carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. So the allotropy dominates right top. Allotropy is there everywhere, in small amount. So but we enjoy the allotropism on the modern periodic table, exactly where it is right top. So because nitrogen on the right top, first member of the 15th group, so it is showing allotropism. So there are two allotropism. One is alpha nitrogen and the beta nitrogen. A structure part is not there for your syllabus. Don't worry. And um, so it is out of our syllabus. In the same way, phosphorus has many uh, allotropic forms, but the two important allotropic forms of phosphorus are red phosphorus and the white phosphorus. So it is the white phosphorus which is very reactive compared to the red phosphorus. So its ignition temperature is lesser than the room temperature. That's why it catches fire even in the room also. Whenever we take out the phosphorus from the bottle, water bottle. Therefore, always white phosphorus is kept under water because of what? Very low ignition temperature, lesser than the room temperature. So those who don't know the property, they handle and they face problem. Suddenly it will explode and we get some problems, and sometimes injuries, skin injuries, burn injuries will happen, especially with sodium metal and this water, this phosphorus. Okay, so even in the water smashana, what we can say, cremation ground, so where our bones are made out of the calcium phosphate. So whenever bones comes in contact with the atmosphere, okay, due to the friction between the earth and that bones, so on its own fire starts. Okay, so simply people say that there is a devil in the smashana. No devil. Okay, so as per science, once life goes, the end. Okay, so therefore it is due to the on its own bones will catch fire, they start burning. That is taken as a kind of devil ghost or something they say, but so far there is no scientific evidence for that. So it is because of the low ignition temperature of the phosphorus. So we see all those in the nature. In the same way, arsenic also exists in three different forms. So depend upon the color, yellow, gray, and the black. So antimony also has the three electrolytic forms: yellow and explosive and the metallic. Bismuth hardly one or two. So but arsenic and the what antimony both are slightly undesirable changes they bring to the body, so they are not allowed. Okay, arsenic and the antimony with other mixture form with sulfur or some other combination, they are employed in making the matchsticks, so that whenever you go for the matchstick, due to friction, so suddenly they catch fire. So the temperature is enough to catch the fire because their ignition temperature, whose ignition, the components present in the that head part of the matchstick, so their IT is very low. So due to that, small energy supplied, they catch fire. So this principle they make use in making the matchsticks. Earlier, matchsticks were highly explosive. Suddenly, sometimes even if you keep also, they catch fire on their own. So nowadays, small amount of arsenic they're adding, not a large amount. So arsenic with antimony, sulfur, some nitrates. So all those safe chemicals are added to make the matchsticks along with the phosphorus also. Okay. Now this is the most important trend of group 15th, oxidation states or oxidation number. So oxidation state or the ON, oxidation number means what? It is the charge on that particular atom. Whenever atom loses electron, whenever atom gains electron, they acquire charge. Okay. So loss of electron positive, gain of electron negative. How many loss is there? That much. How much gain is there? That much. Depend upon the number gain lost, they acquire the charge. Okay. So, but problem is whether they lose one electron or two electrons. Again, that depends upon what? That depends upon 11th class structure of atom chapter, where we write electronic configuration using the Hubble principle. Then we will come to the conclusion that this atom loses one electron, two electrons, and so on and so forth. So depend upon the number of electrons it is exchanging, or it is losing, sharing, or gaining. So we say that OS or the ON of a particular atom is this much only. But what the group 15 says, all the elements of group 15th, they have 5 electrons in their outermost, because Ns2, Np3. Okay. So therefore, to become stable, they want 3 electrons for the Np3 to become Np6. So therefore, accepting 3 is most favored. So when they accept 3, they become anion. So minus 3 is the dominating OS or the ON in the group 15th members. Okay. But other OS are there, other states are there, other oxidation numbers are there. But the most prominent, most important, most dominating and stable OS is what? Minus 3. Okay. Now, apart from minus 3, they also show plus 3, plus 5. Okay. So, plus 3, plus 5, plus OS. So, positive oxidation state is normally shown by the what? Members which are there at the bottom. Okay. Means what? Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. So, bottom member is what? Bismuth. So, it is the bismuth which will show what positive OS at the bottom, because it is metallic in nature. As we move down from the top to bottom, so metallic character increases. So metals are their nature is to lose electron, non-metals nature is to accept electron. So in the beginning, minus 3, general OS is minus 3, and that dominates in the beginning. But as you move along with minus 3, so plus also starts dominating. So the bottom members will show positive oxidation state. That too what? That too there are two possibilities. One is plus 3, one is plus 5. When plus 3, if the 3 electrons of the P are lost, then it becomes what? Plus 3. By chance, due to some reasons, when the demand is there by the approaching atom, if 2 electrons of the S, 3 electrons of the P, if all 5 are lost, then that atom will acquire plus 5 oxidation state. Okay, that's why both plus 3 and plus 5 are important at the bottom. But among the two, it is the +3 is very important, and +3 dominates. Okay, so the loss of two electrons from the ns orbital. Okay, if you see the electronic configuration, outermost is what? Two electrons in the ns, that is 1s, 2s, 3s, and so on. You see the general electronic configuration. So the two electrons which are there in the s orbital, so they will not participate in the bonding. Why they will not participate in the bonding at the bottom? As the size is increasing, okay, when you move from top to bottom, so there is a d and f orbital entry is there. In a d orbital, f orbital enters, the problem comes. Okay, this we have seen in the 11th class. It may be a lanthanoid contraction, it may be a actinoid contraction, or it may be a shading effect, or one more is there, inert pair effect. So all these effects starts when d and f entry is there. So d f entry means the problem is there. Okay, so they give some problems for the existing electrons. So if they cover properly outer electrons, then they are not dragged by the nucleus. If they don't cover properly outer electrons by the inner electrons, then they are dragged. So in this case, what is happening? It is because of the poor shielding effect. Okay, so that means they are not protected properly. So inner electrons, inner d, inner f electrons, when you move from the top to bottom, especially with the bottom members, inner d, inner f electrons are not covering properly the outer two electrons in the s orbital. So that means they are under the control of nucleus. So that's why to take those two electrons, it's very difficult. So a pair of electrons which are there in the ns orbital are showing slightly inertness towards chemical property because of what? Not covering properly by the inner electrons. So because of this inertness by the pair of electrons, this effect is called as what? Inert pair effect. This inert pair effect is there everywhere. Okay, so especially at the bottom it is there. So because of the inert pair effect at the bottom, bismuth will show +3, +5, and demand is there. Okay, unless and otherwise it is stated, it will not show +5. So those two electrons along with the p will not participate in the case of bismuth. So bismuth will show +3. Two electrons are not made busy in the bonding due to the inert pair effect. So we have seen +3 compounds of bismuth: bismuth chloride, okay, bismuth bromide, bismuth sulfate. So in all the compounds of bismuth, we have seen bismuth is +3. So this is exclusively because of what? Inert pair effect. Now you see the phosphorus. Okay. So now there is one more word, covalency. So covalency is the number of groups surrounding the particular what? Particular atom. An example is when you take PCl3 and PCl5. Okay. So in the case of PCl3, we see 3 chlorine atoms around the phosphorus. Whereas in the PCl5, we see 5 chlorine atoms around the phosphorus. And in the SF6, sulfur hexafluoride, where 6 fluorine atoms are there around sulfur. So sulfur's what? Covalency. What is co? Co is to go for the sharing of electrons. Okay, and valency what? Valency is to make the bond by giving the valence electrons. So covalency means what? How many electrons are made or it is available for going for the covalent bond. That is called covalency. Or in a simple way, in terms of coordination chemistry, it is the number of groups surrounding the central atom. So in the SF6, 6 atoms are there. So covalency of sulfur is 6. And in the case of PCl5, there are 5 chlorine atoms around the phosphorus. Therefore, covalency of phosphorus is 5. Why I am saying this covalency here? So when we see the covalency of the members of group of 15th, so in the case of nitrogen only, the first member, covalency is 1, 2, 3, maximum 4. Maximum 4. Okay. At the most, it can go up to 6 under some special conditions. Okay. Otherwise, going beyond 4 for the nitrogen is very difficult, impossible. Whereas with other members, phosphorus onwards, so they go beyond up to 6 also, sometimes beyond 6 also. So why they go up to 6 or beyond 6? Why it is not happening with what? With nitrogen? It is because of what? Nitrogen is small in size. First problem. And the small size nitrogen atom, you cannot accommodate very heavy or bigger size uh, other atoms. Okay, it cannot hold. First point. Second point is what? In the nitrogen, d orbitals are not there. Okay, so whenever d orbital is there, no, see whether d orbital is filled or not, that is not a problem. If the d orbital entry is there, enough. Okay, so the d orbital, which is what there we have five subshells are there, suborbitals are there in the d. So that means there is a provision for atom to excite electrons from the lower level to the higher d orbitals if it is vacant, if it is empty, if it is khali. But this is not possible in the case of nitrogen because d orbitals are absent. So because of small size, where we cannot accommodate many other atoms on the nitrogen, and due to the non-availability of d orbitals in the first member, so nitrogen will not go beyond 4. We have not seen any compounds of nitrogen where plus 5 or plus 6 covalency is there. Okay, NCl3 is there, nitrogen trichloride is there, but NCl5 is not there. This question is occurred in the examination. Yes, NCl3 is there, whereas NCl5 is not there. Please account or please give reason. It is explained on the covalency concept here. Okay, whereas PCl3, PCl both are there in the case of phosphorus. Why? Because in the phosphorus 3D is khali, so it can it can make electrons to jump, excite electrons from lower to the higher empty 3D. So all these possibilities happens when D is there. So because D is absent, covalency is not there beyond 4. That is seen in the table. You see, nitrogen covalency 5 dash, covalency 6 totally dash. Whereas phosphorus PF5 is there, PCl5 is there, and you covalency you see PCl6 is there, and in the other members also 5 6 possibilities there. But in the case of nitrogen, maximum covalency is 4 due to the lack of d orbitals, no d orbitals. Now see this one. This is what? This is the important OS of the members of 15th. Nitrogen 1 to 5. Phosphorus plus 3 plus 5. Arsenic plus 3. Antimony plus 3 plus 5. Bismuth plus 3 plus 5. As you move down, plus 3 dominates. Okay, in the beginning, all possibilities, but at the bottom, only plus 3 possibilities due to the inert pair effect that is seen in the compounds also. NCl3 is there. Okay, NCl3. No NCl5. Okay. PCl3 is there. ASCl3 is there. Where? Plus 3 covalency. 3 covalency. Whereas with other members it is more than 3. So number is what? At the bottom, because they show the metallic character, they show ionic character. Okay. So metallic compounds are ionic in nature. So they are formed by the transfer of electrons. That's why bottom members are ionic in nature, whereas the beginning members are their compounds are covalent in nature due to the small size, more electronegativity. All these will happen. You see, fascinating feature of nitrogen. See, nitrogen, how many OS? Starting from -3 to +5. Variable valency. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 valency is by nitrogen. Okay. So that we can see with example also. In ammonia, it is -3. In the hydrogen, it is -2. In the nitrous oxide, it is +1. In the nitrogen pentoxide, it is +5. So nitrogen is showing variety of OS because it is ready to lose electron from the P also, and from the D also, sorry, from the S also. So only one electron, or only two electrons, all the three, or four, all the five. So there are many options for the nitrogen. So depend upon once again what conditions and the situation. So they lose required amount of electrons. Thereby they go for the covalent bonding. This table shows that nitrogen goes for variety of OSs. But the important OS is what? It is -3. Okay, -3 is the most important OS for nitrogen. Please see this one. In case of nitrogen, all OS from +1 to +4 are disproportionate in nature. Means what? Please recall 11th class redox reaction chapter, where we learnt disproportionation reactions. Means what? Uh, Same OS will go for decrease as well as increase in the ON or OS. Okay. So here you see HNO3. HNO3, you calculate the ON of HNO3 and you calculate the ON of the HNO2, especially nitrogen. So nitrogen ON in HNO2, nitrogen ON in HNO3, and nitrogen ON in the nitric oxide NO. You please calculate. So we will come to know that it has gone for the increase as well as decrease. Okay, where there is a possibility of increase and decrease in the ON, then they show the disproportionation reaction. So this happens only when a particular atom shows more number of oxidation states in that the in between OS has in between. So they will go for example, if you see this previous slide, so there are variety. Plus one can go for decrease -1, and plus one can go for the increase +2, or -2 can go for decrease -3, and -2 can go for increase either +1, +2, +3, +4. So where there is a possibility, where there is a provision that a particular atom can go for increase as well as decrease in the ON, only those will go for the disproportionation reaction, otherwise no. In the case of sodium, it will show only one valency, +1 only. So for the sodium, no decrease, no increase, no possibilities. Only one possibility, it has to lose electron. So in the case of sodium, there is no disproportionation reaction. Only in the case of those elements where many OS are possibilities, and the two, the middle OS is there, no middle. They will go for in the case of nitrogen, what, this 1 and 4 are in between. Beginning is -3, at the end is the +5. So +1, +4 are in between -3 and the +5. So +1 can become -1, +1 can become -2, -3, and +4 can become +5 also. So there is a possibility there, no, to go for increase and decrease in the ON. So that is the reason why nitrogen will go for disproportionation reaction, and best example is here only. Okay, so 3HNO2 upon gives, it gives what? It gives reaction HNO3, H2O and NO, where we find this N has gone for increase as well as decrease in the ON. This NON in HNO3 is how much? It is +5. So N in HNO2 is +3. So what is the N calculation here? So it is +1, 1, and this is -6. So -6 and +1, it is -5. So N is +5 in the +5 state. So here N is what? N is, this is +1 and this is a -4. So -4 +1 -3. If you transfer to the RHS, it becomes +3. So +3 can go for increase as well as decrease in the ON. Therefore, nitrogen in the HN2 has gone for the disproportionation reaction. So once again I am repeating, disproportionation reaction possibility where it is, where there is a possibility of increase and decrease in the ON. Otherwise, no, straight away no. In the case of H2O, H2O2, hydrogen peroxide possibility is there, but not in the case of water. So water will not go for the disproportionation reaction, whereas in the case of hydrogen peroxide, it can go for disproportionation reaction. So with this, I have, so we have studied a lot, many trends we have studied today in the group 15th. So up to here, if any doubts are there, most welcome. Already it is 12 o'clock, 12 minutes. We have exceeded the time limit, no problem. Still 2 minutes time is there. My laptop is saying 2 minutes time for the next period, WebEx app. So any doubts regarding the today's topic? Very easy. OS, metallic character, non-metallic character, decrease, increase in the trend. So very easy. So but still any doubts? Yeah, most welcome. So whatever time is available, in that I can explain. So Sandeep
Sir,
can.
in textbook,
Huh,
sir,
huh,
ionization enthalpy they have 3, sir.
what
1,
three?
2, and 3, sir.
Huh. See,
Ionization enthalpy, sir.
huh. You can remove as many electrons as you can. But easily,
Yes,
how many you can remove? That is important. Okay. So
yes, sir.
what is the dominating OS of 15th group? +3.
Plus 3.
3 electrons. Okay. So up to 3 you can go.
-3.
-3. So up to 3. you can go. Whether it is beginning accepting, at the end losing, it is 3 only. That's why 3 I's are there in the textbook. You can go for 4th also. You can go for the 5th also. But you require a lot of energy to remove those electrons. First 3 you can remove easily. Remaining with difficulty. Yeah. Next. Anything, Sandeep?
No, sir.
Sir, in this group, sir,
Which group?
in this 15 group, sir,
Huh.
all have configuration from NS2 to NSP1 to NSP6, sir.
No, NS2, NS2 and NP3 for this 15th group. General trend, general electronic configuration for the P block is NS2 and NP6. But for the 15th, it is NS2 NP3.
Then why only nitrogen will show means all many oxidation states?
Nitrogen is very small, first of all. Okay. So it is ready to gain electrons first due to the small size electronegativity. So it can gain 1, 2 or 3. It can give 3 also to go for the NS2 configuration like helium, small size. So because of its small size electronegativity, so it can go for withdrawing electrons and it can go for the loss of electrons. So but dominating OS is what? -3 in the case of nitrogen. Dominating is there. Products are there,
Yes.
they are unstable. So stable products you will have from nitrogen in -3.
Yes.
Next.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, the meeting will end for all participants in 4 minutes. Okay. Next, anything? So if at all no doubts, then I will wind up. It is showing 1 minute only. Okay. So no doubt.
Yes.
So thank you for being with me for the today's P block elements and their trends.
Thank you, sir.
Remaining we will discuss tomorrow. Okay. Right. So thank you, my dear students.
Bye, sir.
Bye.